Hi, I'm Amber from Amber's Craft Week blog, and welcome back to the Heyday Challenge, where we go through various pages of the book Heyday and do activities relating to them. So today's page, you can see I marked with a little heart, which means when I was a kid I thought this was a really cool idea. And what we're going to be doing today is create a trend generator. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to make a little wheel, and we're going to use it to help us pick out an outfit. You know how magazines are always coming up with these bizarre combinations of influences and declaring them a trend? It often seems so very arbitrary. Like someone spun a big wheel until it landed on aerodynamic Western wear, and voila, that's the new look of the season. Now showing on all the runways of Paris and Milan. Well, you too can play big-time fashion editor with your own handy-dandy Create a Trend generator. Cut out 3 circles and divide them into your basic pie shape. On one, write adjectives, on another, write sports, and on the third, write places. Pin together in the center. Spin. See how they line up? Use this to formulate the latest look, and then go directly to your closet and concoct an outfit that will illuminate this new trend. You are the trend center of the school. Work it, flaunt it, be it. Go. And so their wheel has all kinds of different styles, so preppy, utilitarian, dressy, sloppy, nerdy, 50s, youthful, goth. And then they have their sporty section: breakdancing, track and field, bicycling, motocross, soccer, rodeo, wrestling, and boxing. And then for locations, they have Parisian, New Orleans, SoCal, NYC, Midwest, Jamaican, Yugoslavian, and Asian. Now, I do not actually have most of these styles in my closet, so instead of going with their generator, I decided to make my own based on a color wheel. Because one thing I do have is I have lots of colors of clothes in my closet. So what we're going to do today is we're going to make a Create a Trend generator, but using colors, and I already have a wheel designed for this. So we're going to put together our wheel, we're going to spin it, and I'm going to come up with an outfit based on what the generator tells me. To make this Create a Trend generator, you will need a copy of this wheel template or another similar one. I'm going to be posting this one on my craft blog so you can print it out and use it for yourself. You're also going to need some scrap cardstock to make a spinner from. Also, if you happen to have an old game with a spinner that you're not using anymore, this could be a great use for that spinner. It will work a little better than the method we're going to try. You'll need a brad to hold your spinner in place, and a hole punch, a pencil, and a pair of scissors. And I'm also going to be using this broken ruler to help me create my arrow. So you could use a ruler. It's kind of optional depending on how straight you want the lines of your arrow to be. So the first thing we're going to do is create our arrow. We need our arrow to be thick enough that we can punch a hole through it. So you're going to want to make it thicker than the width of your hole punch. We're also going to need it to be long enough to reach the top of our spinning wheel. So looking at this, if I go about 6 centimeters, that looks like it's going to be good enough. So we're going to line our ruler up along the bottom edge and mark on either side about 6 centimeters. And so we have that basic part of our arrow. Now we're going to need to make the arrow head, so I'm just going to use the ruler and go out by 1/2 centimeter on either side, roughly. And we're just going to draw a triangle shape, and I'm going to extend this farther out than it has to, then just so we make sure the lines connect like we want. So and so now we have our arrow shape. I think it's good enough, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it out. Now that we have our arrow cut out, the next thing we need to do is punch a hole toward the end. So we're going to go close to the end. And try and punch a hole. My hole punch is kind of broken, so, but that worked. All right. From here, we're going to go ahead and take our wheel, and we're going to use our brad to poke a little hole in the center. And then we're going to take our spinner and slide that through. And we're going to flip this over. And we're going to fasten down the ends of the brad. We don't want it to be too tight because we need our arrow to be able to spin, but we do want it to hold it in place. So we're going to give it a test spin. And that's too tight, so let's loosen it up a bit. So now we have our assembled wheel, and if we give it a flick just right, we should be able to get it to spin a little bit. Now this isn't quite as good a spinner as if you have like a game spinner you could use. That's going to work a lot better because there's going to be less friction and everything's going to come together more nicely. But this is going to work for our purposes. I intentionally left off labels on my wheel so that it can kind of be reused with different purposes. For today, I'm thinking of the outer layer as like tops, the middle layer as bottoms, and the innermost layer as shoes. So we're going to pick a top, a bottom, and shoes in accordance with the color wheel. For most of these, the colors correspond to the color of the clothing. So we have a red right here, which would be a red shirt. I have pink and orange on the same section of the wheel because I don't actually have a lot of orange tops. I think I might have one if I didn't give it away. So I wanted to have another option. So I will pick from either pink or orange if it lands on that wheel. And then the other thing, the white ones I'm using to stand in for patterns. So this is going to be patterns. I think for the bottoms I said it was going to be sequins or glitter or something like that. I do have pattern leggings as well. So it could be that as well. And then for shoes, it's going to be patterns or metallics. We're going to give this 3 spins. The first one's going to tell us what color top we need. The next one, we're going to look at where the arrow lands in the middle, and that's going to be what bottoms we want. And then the innermost one will be what color shoes we're looking for. So I'm just going to try and carefully give this a spin. Oh, I got to keep my fingers out of the way when I do this. Not as easy as it could be. Alright, so it looks like we're looking for a purple top. So now, what color bottoms are we looking for? Gonna get a good spin in here. Looks like we have gray jeans. And now we need to find some shoes. See. And we're looking at orange shoes. Okay, that'll be interesting. So let's go find an outfit. I've dug out my orange shoes and my gray jeans. These orange shoes are definitely not seasonally appropriate, but luckily I don't have to leave the house today, so that'll be fine. I don't know if I've actually ever worn either of these garments, so it'll be good to give them a chance to get worn. Now these were my only gray jeans, or only gray bottoms of any form, and my only orange shoes, so they were basically picked out for me already. But I have several purple shirts to pick between, so I'm going to go ahead and look through my purple shirts and find something, and then I'll be back. I think I'm going to end up going with this purple shirt. I also have this one here, which I think went really nicely with the pants because the silver sequins kind of match the gray of the pants. They don't go with the shoes. This one doesn't either, really, but I think it works a little bit better with the shoes. There's really no helping those orange shoes, so with this color combination. So I'm going to go ahead and get dressed, and then we'll see what it looks like all together. So here's what my finished look looks like. I had to roll up my jeans a bit because I'm short, but I got my bright orange shoes on, my gray jeans, and my purple sequin top. Honestly, I don't think it looks terrible. The shoes definitely don't really go, but hey, maybe this is the new trend, wearing shoes that don't match the rest of your outfit. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you end up making a create a trend generator of your own, I'd love to see what outfit combos you come up with. If you like the video, I'd love it if you give it a like. If you want to see more videos in the Heyday series, then you may want to subscribe. If you like crafts in general, you can check out my craft blog, amberscraftweek.blogspot.com, which I'll link to below. Thanks for watching and have a great day!